Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel. I am happy to see you in my knitting studio. I invite you to knit together with me this bandana for our beloved little ones. I knitted this one for my daughter when she was about 1 to 1.5 years old. We wore it late in spring, all summer, and also early in autumn. It is quite lacy and made from cotton. Therefore, it is generally not hot, unless it is very hot weather. But it was very comfortable to wear. It is convenient at the back as it ties up. Like all bandanas, we tied it in a knot, or 2 knots for a tighter fit. Here is a little tongue for that. This model is suitable for both boys and girls. I knitted it for my daughter in yellow and white colors. But I also thought that my son would wear it too. I have a younger son. I thought he would wear it as well. Yellow works for boys too. But it turned out he has a bigger head. So now I have to knit a bandana in a larger size. I got this model from the internet. There are many descriptions of this model online. To be honest, I don't remember where and how I gathered everything. I read it before, but I know for sure that I modified it and added something. Here, I definitely finished the pattern and changed it a bit. So I will tell you how I specifically knitted it. I just want to share with you. Maybe someone will like it and want to knit the same one. I guarantee you will not regret it, because it looks beautiful on the head. It is comfortable and, as I said, suitable for both boys and girls. It can also be suitable for older people. But now we need to combine colors. Match everything correctly, as you like, as you prefer. This bandana is knitted quite simply. It consists of such side semicircles. This part is knitted from the reverse side. This side part is knitted. Then we knit our center. This one that is straight. The straight part is knitted entirely, then it is edged. Here it is sewn together, and then our bandana is edged. Here with columns. And then we go down to knit. I will tell you how, what, with which columns we will knit here. Even a beginner can knit this, in my opinion. Let's go. To begin with, what do we need? We need yarn. I will knit with yarn from YarnArt Begonia. This is 100% cotton. Here, the weight is 50 grams, 169 meters. I do not have white cotton from Begonia, so I took a cone of cotton that I have. It is a very thin thread. I will knit it with several strands. I do not even know how many. But I will make the thickness similar to YarnArt Begonia. Of course, use your own yarn. And we will focus not on the number of stitches I cast on, but on centimeters, that is, on our distance in centimeters. We will also need a notebook for notes, of course. How could we do without it? A measuring tape, a hook. I will use a hook number 2.5. You choose the hook according to the thickness of your yarn. All the girls, let's go. First, we need to knit 2 semicircles. This is 1 semicircle. On the other side, we have the same 2 semicircles. To calculate our radius, we need to know the circumference of the child's head. For this, we measure the circumference of the head with a measuring tape. My son has a circumference of 47 centimeters. He is currently 1 year and 2 months old. Well, I will knit for 1 to 1.5 years. We measure the circumference of the head. Now this is the middle strip that goes in the center. Here, we will cast on 7 or 8 centimeters. That is, for smaller sizes, the width will be 7 centimeters. If the size is larger, then it will be 8 centimeters. I will knit 8 centimeters here. Thus, we will calculate the radius of this semicircle using the following formula. 47 centimeters is our head circumference, minus, in parentheses, 2 multiplied by 8 centimeters. 8 centimeters is our middle strip. I will knit 8. If you have a smaller size, then knit 7 centimeters. So, 2 multiplied by 8 centimeters and divide it all by 4. Use this formula for your calculation. We will get the radius of our semicircle, that is. This distance we will obtain. This is what we need to knit for our size. For our head circumference, so how to understand this formula here? 47 is our head circumference. 8 is our middle part. That is, how to calculate how many centimeters this radius will take? From the circumference of the entire head, we need to subtract this part, which is 8. And this part is also 8. That is, 8 multiplied by 2. We subtract these two parts from the circumference of the head. We are left with these parts on one side and the other. Accordingly, we divide them by 4. Since our radius is 4, I got 7 whole 7,500 centimeters. From here, we will start knitting. Each row, we will knit up like this. I will measure with my centimeter tape here to have 7. Please feel free to change the color combinations as you wish. I will explain when where I will change the color. Well, of course, you should see what you like best. We will knit this part according to the pattern. I will now insert it for those who feel confident with the hook. It's quite simple to look at the pattern and knit. For the others, I will now explain everything in detail, row by row. At the bottom here is the notation, meaning that in our pattern, there are chain stitches, single crochet stitches, and double crochet stitches, so this is a very simple pattern, I will say. To start, I knitted 5 and 8 rows in grey. The rows are indicated by numbers in the pattern. That is, row by row, we will knit our semicircle, starting from the center. In the center, we have a chain of 12 chain stitches, closed into a ring. Well then, let's get started. Attach the yarn to the hook in a convenient way, and chain 12 stitches, closing them into a ring, that is, connecting them. There, the first ring is ready. Next, the first row consists of single crochet stitches. That is, we will crochet 10 single crochet stitches into the ring. I immediately hide this little thread. There, the first row is ready. And now we move on to the second row. 2 chain stitches for the rise. The second row will alternate, a double crochet and a chain stitch. There should also be 10 double crochets. That is, we will crochet a double crochet into the single crochet of the previous row. Just between them, we will crochet 1 chain stitch, 2 chain stitches for lifting. We turn the work. We crochet double crochet into the first stitch. Then 1 chain stitch. Again, a double crochet. In the next stitch without skipping anything. Again a chain stitch, again a double crochet. A chain stitch, and we continue this until the end of the row. We have completed the second row. The third row consists of 2 chain stitches and double crochets in our double crochet from the previous row and chain stitch. But in the chain stitch, we will crochet 2 double crochets. We make 2 chain stitches for lifting. We turn the work. We crochet double crochet into the first double crochet of the previous row. Next, we crochet 2 double crochets into the chain stitch and a double crochet into the previous double crochet. That is, in the chain stitch, we will crochet 2 double crochets. We have completed the third row. The fourth row has 1 chain stitch for lifting, and the previous double crochets without yarn overs. We crochet 1 chain stitch for lifting. We turn the work and start crocheting single crochets. The previous double crochets. The pattern is very simple, so we will manage. We crochet single crochets until the end of the row. We have completed the fourth row. I will knit the fifth row with grey yarn. The fifth row has 2 chain stitches for lifting. A double crochet into the previous single crochet. Next, 3 chain stitches, skipping 2 stitches from the previous row and again a double crochet. Thus, I did not complete the last single crochet with white yarn, because there will be a color change. We insert the hook, grab the working yarn and pull it through. We leave the white yarn. We take the grey yarn and finish our single crochet with grey yarn. We have changed the color. Now we move on to the fifth row. 2 chain stitches for lifting. We tighten the yarns. We turn the work. We knit a double crochet into the first stitch of the previous row. 3 chain stitches. Again, a double crochet. The third stitch, again 3 chain stitches. A double crochet into the third stitch of the previous row. We knit to the end of the row. At the end of the fifth row, we do not complete the last stitch. And again, we change the yarn. We take the white yarn and finish our double crochet. We tighten the yarns, and now with the white yarn, we will knit the sixth row. 2 chain stitches for lifting. Next, a double crochet into the previous stitch. 4 double crochets into the chain stitches, and again a double crochet into the stitch. 2 chain stitches for lifting. We turn the knitting. Our threads have already increased. A double crochet in the first stitch of the previous row. Next, we have 4 double crochets in the chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then again a double crochet in the stitch of the previous row, in our gray stitch in general. we knit a row of double crochets. We make 4 double crochets in the chain stitch. We will repeat this until the end of the row. I finished the 6th row. Now we will knit the 7th row. A chain stitch for lifting and single crochets. The previous double crochets, it's all simple. We make 1 chain stitch for lifting, turn the knitting, and knit regular single crochets. We knit the double crochets of the previous row like this until the end of the row. We do not finish the last single crochet. We leave the white thread, take the gray one, and finish this stitch with the gray thread. That is, we introduce a new color. My gray thread has not been cut from the previous gray row, so I just grabbed it and pulled it through the 2 stitches. Now we will knit the new 8th row with the gray color. How will we knit? Here, we make 2 chain stitches for lifting. Then a double crochet made in the first single crochet of the previous row. Then we make 2 chain stitches and again a double crochet. Skipping 2 single crochets of the previous row, and again 2 chain stitches, and a double crochet, and so on, until the end of the row. Let's try 2 chain stitches for lifting. We turn the knitting. And then we make the first double crochet in the first stitch of the previous row, 2 chain stitches, again a double crochet in the 3rd stitch, meaning we skip 2 previous stitches. Again, 2 chain stitches and 1 double crochet in the 3rd stitch of the previous row. Again, 2 chain stitches, a double crochet in the 3rd stitch of the previous row. We will continue to knit like this until the end. The 8th row is finished. Now, how are we going to knit the 9th? What do we have there in the pattern? Here we have 2 chain stitches for lifting, and we knit a double crochet into the previous double crochet. Next, 3 double crochets into the 2 chain stitches, and again, a double crochet into the previous double crochet. That is, we knit the chain stitches under 3 double crochets, and then a double crochet over a double crochet. Well, everything is clear. Let's give it a try. The 8th row is not finished as usual because I will be changing the yarn to white. The last step, here I did not finish the double crochet. I take the white yarn and pull it through the 2 loops on the hook, just like this. This way, we tighten the yarn and move on to the 9th row. 2 chain stitches for lifting. We turn the work. Next, we knit a double crochet to the double crochet of the previous row we have knitted. Next, according to the pattern, we sew 3 double crochets into our chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, we have knitted. Next, again a double crochet into the double crochet of the previous row. Next, again, 3 double crochets into the chain stitches. And we will knit like this until the end of the row. We have finished the 9th row. Let's see how to knit the 10th and last according to the pattern. So, here in the pattern, there are double crochets without yarn overs into the double crochets and with yarn overs of the previous row. That is, everything is very simple. 1 chain stitch for lifting and double crochets without yarn overs. Let's go. So this is my 9th row. Now, we move on to the 10th. We make 1 chain stitch for lifting, We turn the work and knit a regular double crochet without yarn overs into each double crochet of the previous row. That is, we knit the entire row with double crochets without yarn overs. It couldn't be simpler. I timely applied a meter and saw calculated that this row seems a bit low to me. The row of columns without a yarn over the 10th one is not needed here. Therefore, my dear ones, I will skip this row. That is, I will not knit it, but it is indicated in the pattern. It can actually be omitted because it creates nice little stripes, like the white one here, consisting of 2 rows. There will also be a white one here, but I will skip this row. This is to ensure that I have the required number of centimeters here. You should check according to your size. You can knit it, or you can, like me, skip it. Therefore, I am unraveling it. I showed you as an example how to knit it. So we have analyzed our pattern. Here is our radius. If we have not reached the desired width, we will repeat from the 8th to the 9th row here. Now I have skipped the 10th row and will knit the 8th row again in gray, so here are our holes. I repeated the 8th row and will repeat the 9th row again. That is, I will knit the columns with a yarn over and probably finish the knitting there. I repeated the 9th row. And in principle, check that my radius is the same as in the initial calculations, therefore, I finished the knitting. I made a chain stitch and tightened the yarn. I cut it. You should check according to your width. If you lack width, you repeat the rows from the 8th to the 10th like this further, if the width is less. Then some rows can be skipped, like I skipped 1 row of columns without a yarn over or something. Well, you decide for yourselves in general, but these rows with holes should be there to make everything look nice. That's it, our side part is knitted. Here, I have a bunch of threads. We will hide them all later. This brings our first part to a close, my dear friends. Let's connect another similar part, this side one, and we will meet you in the next part, which will be out soon for everyone, wishing you even loops. Subscribe so you don't get lost, and see you in the next part. Bye bye.